Here to get you elevated.
Our conversation pop. You know what it do. Stories in the smoke. Welcome to the spoof. Stories in the smoke. Welcome to the spoof. Stories in the smoke. Welcome to the spoof.
Here to get you elevated. 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 Here to get you elevated.
These guys are awesome.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is Riley. I am slicker than a heart attack, an absolute pudding sack. On the other side of the screen is my man, the Yark and Marrow, Jazzy Jasper Green. And this is The Spoot, and we're here to get you elevated.
That we are.
Absolutely, man. Speaking of getting de-elevated, there was this thing on Interstate 66 near the city of Front Royal, Virginia. A fucking two-person, like, little puddle jumper prop plane had to do an emergency.
I love those videos. They always land in like a field or something,
Right.
And it's like they have to like. It's just that moment where it's like, oh no, I'm in like a boss fight now for my
but this
fucking
was,
life.
like, a major interstate.
It's even worse. That's an extra variable. I'd rather land in the fucking field. It is a particularly mountainy one, wasn't it, too?
I mean, you know, it was a major interstate, so it was a pretty, like, flat section of it. So they landed, like, right as you're, like, getting on the interstate from another road, like, the end of the merge lane. So, like, it was crazy. No, but they had, like, a video of, like, filmed from one car looking, and in that video there's, like, this pickup truck, and it's hauling a trailer. It's, like, a normal flat trailer. And it, like, as soon as the fucking plane, like, I could tell, as soon as you see the driver sees the plane landing, his ass is, like, over. Like, I can imagine, you know, in the area, it's a little bit more hillbilly than some of the others, and I can only imagine that it was, like, two rednecks in this truck, and they're just like, hey, Bubba, you got any fucking plane tools in this truck? Yeah, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna go help him anyways. We're gonna walk up there and go see what he needs.
And then maybe afterwards, you know, they keep threatening to fire Auntie Jean out at the Sitco. We take him to the Sitco. He's, you know, he gonna ask, you gonna want to go sheets, but you know, we ain't got that here. I bet Wawa next to his sheets. You know, so you take him there, get him some breakfast biscuits too. You know, hey, what the fuck he gonna do with the plane on the highway? We can't. I doubt they gonna let us tow it. We take him to Sitco.
Hey, what are you gonna do, man? We got the trailer.
Look! I bet we can.
King size.
We can finally get Auntie Jean
double loader
up to $1 if this motherfucker has a TikTok, and he brings that energy into the gas station.
Oh yeah, man. But nah, just the idea of, like, two rednecks just rolling up. They're like, I mean, if it needs a jump, I could probably find this battery. And, you know, I can definitely fix a tire on a plane. It's like, I got this dually here, you know, I fix tires on this thing myself. It's like, you know, God forbid I need to get in there. I could probably crank that propeller a few times, get it rolling.
Look, man, he's a lucky day. We got the 6.5 ton Harbor Freight Daytona Jack in the back of the truck.
Hell yeah, we get that whole thing up there. We'll figure this out. No, it's one of the things I do love about, you know, like Virginia, just like kind of like the South, and when it's all about people being, like, a lot more helpful, is like, you're definitely gonna get some motherfucker that'll roll up that probably doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're gonna be like, I can hear it.
You know, that, like, it's like a, you know, I mean, some of us in the South carry guns, but those of us who will hit you in the face, I guess, or run away.
Nah, those of us that really want to make a change in this world.
I also do be known to carry a big blicky with a stendo on it and a big old black cylinder on the end. Let me tell you, I'll put that motherfucking thing in your face and gack it at you twice. But what mine doesn't, you know, end lives. It saves them when, you know, I go on the side of the road and use that shit to NASCAR on a flat tire for some people. And you should do that too. Stop being a bitch.
For those of you who haven't picked up, he is referring to an impact.
Yeah, literally.
An
electric impact, maybe some other
Handheld.
car tools. I don't actually do that shit. I've done it like once or twice when I did have car tools and an impact in my trunk because my car was, it was a work in progress that I was driving everywhere. So, but it is nice to just be able to maybe you carry jumpers and shit, and
You gotta have the basics.
Yep,
Gas cans so you can go down to Sitco. Got to keep some duct tape because
maybe some WD-40, especially if you got like an SUV. Just ride around with car tools and make save the day for people. Bad it is. You don't need a fucking gun. I mean,
no, you just need an impact to make an impact.
I don't know. I have guns. I we're just wound up with them.
I do too.
You do.
But you just need an impact.
You're
make an
fucking
impact.
so correct. We want cat.
Uh,
Speaking of making an impact, it's not what Ron DeSantis did.
well,
with his.
I don't think
that
he made
shit
the
was
impact he
comical.
meant to make. I can say that.
But that's the news all the time in America. That dude banned the word gay or something like.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some real people. And by that, I mean 2 corporations that make graphics cards.
The only real people in the entire world.
And AMD. AMD is the one you actually want to invite to your party. Because, no one wants to invite NVIDIA. NVIDIA are dicks, and that's why their best friend, their closest board partner, stopped making their graphics cards. And it's a big old shock. It's like a divorce, is what one of the 2 small, obscure tech journalism outlets that EVGA used to break the news. Like, these guys, one, I've sent Riley, and it's like this guy builds boutique water-cooled computers for celebrities, but he takes 1,000 years when he does it.
So let's talk about, big corporate people.
This is a nasty
breaking up with each
breakup
other.
too. These are high school sweethearts. NVIDIA now has a harem of AIBs, but EVGA, from my understanding, was the bottom bitch back in the day. EVGA has a reputation for very good customer service and really sick custom overclocking cards. They have a whole dude that just lives in Taiwan, and his entire existence is apparently just breaking fucking records. His name's Kingpin, and they got cool Kingpin edition graphics cards. This shit's sick. They also make power supplies and a few other things. But the company name is Extreme Video Graphics Adapter. Pretty much their entire existence, they've made NVIDIA graphics cards. And they recently said, no more. We are not making graphics cards anymore. So we're going to be Extreme PSU company and motherboards and mice and shit, I guess. I mean, the EVGA name is cool. I wouldn't change that shit either, but, it's going to be wonky as fuck for a little while. But that's how big a deal this is. It's they're 80% of their fucking revenue.
Okay. So let's get what's the cause? What's the underlying cause?
If you don't know who NVIDIA is, that's totally cool. The only people that know who NVIDIA is are computer nerds and stock people. It's not really people that everyone's trying to hear talk about stuff. So you're forgiven. But the NVIDIA, basically, they make graphics processors and other little... that's their main bread and butter, but they make render servers and all kinds of AI shit now. They're also making AI stuff. But they're basically just a chip giant. And how big of a chip giant are they? There's another company that you also don't know of, if you don't know who NVIDIA is, and they're called ARM. And ARM also makes processors, but they make mostly designs. They make schematics for cell phone processors, very low power processors. And NVIDIA tried to buy them, and then a bunch of world governments stepped in and said, no. So Nvidia's pretty big, and basically they really want to be Apple. I feel that's my conjecture. Like they want to be vertically integrated, which I think is corporate speak that Apple uses. And
it's like the old Japanese Zaibatsu system, wanting to have control of the entire operation up and down.
That's the leather jacket man, Jensen Huang's. How did you pronounce his name? You pronounced it correctly.
Yes, the human
Huang.
robot.
Jensen Huang, I think.
Huang?
I think I would trust you to pronounce it right. I know who this person is, but I trust you to pronounce his name better than me. But yeah, he wears a leather jacket to everything, and he doesn't really think that the board partners do too much, because now Nvidia makes the graphics cards too. So if you're EVGA, you're literally buying the supply from them, and then they're going to turn around and compete with you at an unfair advantage with their Founders Editions cards.
All right, so
I think
of this.
It's gonna probably spawn a bit more hate for Nvidia, because they've been trying to be Apple for a minute, despite being fired from working with Apple, and Apple will not work with them on principle. Like, that's why if you look in like high-end Apple desktops that like have like beefy graphics workloads, despite that, like AMD can be like years behind Nvidia at points. We're talking like AMD's top end thing is as good as Nvidia's mid-range thing, taking L's from Nvidia. And it looks like they might finally climb on top of Nvidia again. Really, really looking like it. Maybe, but maybe not. But like, that's how far back they've been, and Apple is still just like, yeah, give us 2 of them for this Mac Pro or whatever. You know, give us whatever you can do. We're just not going to work with Nvidia. Fuck those guys.
Damn. So it's just like so if we had a social credit system, they'd probably be deducted like 250 points for being a dickhead.
Yeah, because EVGA, like, everyone is sad. There are so many people that are like, well, I've only used the EVGA shit because I trust it not to blow up, and then I had a really good customer service experience. So, you know, whatever graphics cards they make, I'll fucking buy them. Because a lot of the other AIBs are kind of like fucking evil as shit and are assholes and don't care. Like, I have an Asus laptop. They make graphics cards that probably have the same coolness level to EVGA, but this laptop literally has demons in it. And I've seen, I don't know, there's always people who are having problems with their shit. And then there are RMAs, like, it literally made by Satan. It's just like, this guy, man, this fucking Republic of Gamers citizen right here, this fucking guy, he sent his graphics card in. He doesn't have integrated graphics, and he's in a third world country, can't get another card. I'm going to keep his shit here for 9 months and send it back to him broken. I'm not even going to take it apart, dude. Just watch this shit. Like, that's how, like, I feel like MSI and Asus are perceived, like, their RMA services. And EVGA is, like, known for just being, nah, dude, it's fucking cool. Here's a new card. It's a generation newer. Because we couldn't replace your old one.
So it's really just, like, one of the good guys.
They're like on principle, we will not work with you again. And it's not just
They're like, they were taking
literally, because like it's not only the Founders Editions card thing, like competing with the supplier. It's if they're doing a product launch, if Nvidia's doing a product launch and you're involved, you got to be manufacturing these fucking things months in advance, and you do not know what the price is until Jensen Huang pulls up in his leather jacket and his 2002 Chevy Cavalier and tells everyone the price. And then robots back off stage into his 2002 Chevy Cavalier and drives away.
Drives away in reverse.
And he's like perfect. It is like, yeah, I don't know.
It's a perfect rewind. He comes up on the stage, tells you the price, and then perfectly rewinds.
And to make it even better, they would send the fucking press drivers of the new cards before they sent the fucking board partners the drivers. Like, the people who are actually making the product that goes into their hands, the fucking Linus Tech Tips, they're calling Linus Tech Tips being like, hey man, you got the fucking driver for the graphics card that we made so we can check it out? Like, that's when they fucking get that shit. So it's like, it seems like kind of, and the margins on computer hardware are like poopy as far as other commodities are concerned. So it's a kind of a tight pie.
Yeah. All right. So, Nvidia being dickheads, EVGA really just kind of being like, fuck you, big brother. I can do my own shit. Like, I'd rather do
but they
my
have
own thing
explicitly
than deal with your
stated,
shit.
because like in the interviews that the couple of, like, they chose like really trusted outlets to break the news through, you know, like they chose two or three kind of small obscure channels, and the two I know of are Gamers Nexus and Jay's 2 Cents, which are both just like fucking, that's computer nerd shit. Like, they didn't tell any big, you know, Nvidia knew beforehand, of course, but you know, that's how they broke the news. And it is really, it feels like a very principled decision. And because they also said, we're not going to betray Nvidia.
Yeah.
So like, they're leaving a toe in the door, I think, because they stated that they probably won't make AMD or Intel. Well, they stated that they won't, but I feel like Intel could walk in there with like a big ass check and be like, come on, we work together on motherboards, make our shit cool. Here, just keep adding zeros to the check. You never know. But
okay, so I have something that just popped up. It's like pretty fucking fresh. So this is like,
all right,
going to be breaking news content. Apparently, multiple schools across the state of Virginia received prank calls today of threatening active shooters.
Damn.
There was 2 calls in Mecklenburg County, 1 in Culpeper, 1 in Charlottesville, and 2 in Shenandoah County.
Nice.
Which, if you put that on a map of the state of Virginia, like, that's kind of like spread out pretty well. It's like none of those are actually beside each other, so it's kind of wild.
So there is like a whole genre of like annoying internet people, and it's like, it's like
these
so this is my theory, right? This is my explanation for this. So basically, you have effectively children, right? We're talking like 18-year-olds who had like no guidance their whole life, and they discover a little bit of computer powers. You know, maybe completely erasing yourself off the internet and being able to anonymously call into like a fucking football stadium and get that shit evacuated for a bomb threat. And then you get to watch it on the news.
Yeah.
And there's this really famous case of a dude like playing, I think it was Halo 5. It's a great game. I've never played it. But he gets in an argument on that, or like Call of Duty or something, you know, just one of those shooters that we love. And he like basically tries to SWAT the guy, but the cops show up to like the wrong house because the dude gave him the wrong address and just debated him. But like, I feel like it definitely could have been like, no, fuck you, dude, I'm gonna get you fucking school evacuated. And then he like actually can't fucking find the right information because he's like a fucking 14-year-old, you know. And so he just calls a bunch of random fucking schools and threatens them.
And this one feels super weird just because of how like spread out it is, but it's still not unreasonable just because in the age of internet, like, it's possible, but it's just like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
he just went till he knew he got him. Just fumbled a whole bunch.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, no. So, just kind of saw that, and I was like, ooh, this is fucking some breaking news shit. That'd be interesting to bring up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's...
All right, man. All right, man. Well,